Please welcome Maeve Cullity.
Hello and welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us today. I'm delighted to be here with you all, and a very warm welcome to HPE Discover, which is well underway by now. I hope you've been enjoying your time so far with us. I look forward to meeting any customers and partners in the audience that I haven't yet engaged with, and I'll be standing off to the side at the end of the session if anybody's got some questions that I can help to answer. Speaking of questions, there is a QR code that's going to pop up here, so please do submit questions if you feel comfortable to do so. We won't get the chance to ask them during the session, but you have my commitment that my team will respond to any questions which you may have. Today, I want to share my perspective on the economic environment, but more importantly, I want to give you concrete options to help you invest in innovation. Because HPFS offers a range of financing solutions as well as industry-leading IT lifecycle services, which includes sustainably retiring your end-of-use technology, sourcing pre-owned equipment to increase capacity where you need it. These are designed to help you adapt and stretch your current budgets, and ultimately to support your business and your sustainability goals. To do that, we're very fortunate today to have a few guests joining us to share their stories and best practices with you. And just between us, there might be a little something extra in store for a few of you. Nothing big, but a small few surprises. You've got to pay attention. You know, a year ago, a CFO stood on this very stage, and something which he said struck me. He said, unpredictability was the only certainty. That was 12 months ago, and since then, I wonder what he would say today. Think about everything that's happened in the last 12 months. Trade wars, tariff swings, geopolitical tensions, supply chain disruption. At the same time, we're witnessing a tech disruption and an AI revolution that's reshaping our world and demanding progress be made quickly. Innovation is accelerating, right alongside the pressure you have as tech leaders to deliver on it. You are telling us that economic and regulatory issues are continuously increasing. Multi-gen and legacy IT is complex and hard to modernize. Cloud and licensing costs, including virtualization, are rising fast, and you want better options. And AI is pushing a scale and speed your current model wasn't built for. And to manage all of this, you have a budget that is either being resized or potentially reset. Let's take a look at how budgets are being spent today. According to IDC, in 2025, only 24% of your organization's total spend will be allocated to supporting innovation initiatives. And it's not even 24% for a lot of people. Where is the rest being spent? Well, 21% is allocated to meet regulatory compliance mandates. A total of 55% is used up maintaining or upgrading your current systems. And from the conversations I've had with CIOs, that rings true. When IDC asked tech leaders, what are the top risk factors that they expect will have the greatest impact on their IT spending for the year ahead, the answers were tariffs, supply chain, inflation, and AI and software spending. All of this directly impacts your budget and how you plan, invest, and deliver value across your company. It's clearly top of mind for you, as it is for me. I believe that no business leader can assume that what has been will be. And that's what this decade is teaching us. That's why scenario planning is back in trend, not just in the boardroom, but across the executive suite. At HPFS, we can't fix geopolitics, our trade wars, but we can help you to optimize what you have, free up your budget, and get a return on your investment. What I find really interesting is that all of these challenges we touched on are top of mind for both CIOs and CFOs. While CFOs are traditionally focused on financial performance and risk management, CIOs are focused on technology and innovation. Both roles are interdependent on each other and require each other to be successful. CIOs are under pressure to reset budgets while still investing in AI and maintaining legacy systems. CFOs, in turn, are focused on cash and the return on the investment from AI. At times, it can seem like the CIOs and CFOs are speaking different languages. But when they find common ground, that's when the real magic happens. And at HPFS, we will help you align your tech strategy to your financial strategy. Innovation doesn't happen in a vacuum. It needs investment. And investment needs a story the CFO can believe in. And we are here to help you write that story. You've heard from HPE's announcements recently and from Antonio yesterday. Across the HPE portfolio, from networking, hybrid cloud, and to AI, and everything GreenLake, HPE is bringing intelligence across its portfolio so you can automate and make significant efficiency and productivity gains. Our HPE executives, Krista Satterthwaite and Jason Newton, will shortly unpack some of these announcements and what they mean for your business. It's an invitation for you to continuously innovate. We know the gateway to all of this is investment capacity, and our HPFS teams worked to ensure both hardware and software are included in your financing programs to support your journey. And we want to help propel you forward. And that's why today, I'm proud to announce a series of financing programs from HPE Financial Services to support you from day one as you embrace these innovations. To get started, with HPE Cloud Ops software, we're offering 0% financing so that businesses can spread their software costs annually over 3 years with no additional fees. This applies not just to the Cloud Ops suite, but also to standalone software packages like HPE Morpheus Essentials, VM Essentials, OpsRamp, and Zerto. And that's not all. We're also launching a new financing program for our HPE Alletra storage portfolio, including the powerful MPX 10000. It's a smarter, more cost-effective way to invest in your storage. And finally, special financing is also available for private cloud AI developer systems. I'm going to let our speakers go into more details, but you can be confident that across your entire value chain, from acquisition to decommissioning to sustainable IT asset disposition, HPFS has a broad set of financing offers as well as IT lifecycle services that can help you to modernize. So what are the concrete options that we can bring to your strategy? By leveraging your existing estate, we can help you generate cash. Through our financing options, we can help you preserve cash flow and also secure prices. We help with deferring payments and aligning payments to the deployment schedules of the technology. By looking across your tech life cycles, we can help you expand your current budgets. Developing a financial strategy that maps to your tech strategy will be music to your CFO's ears. And you are also in control of delivering an innovative strategy to your stakeholders. Let me share an example with you of a customer balancing innovation and economics while still working to build more sustainable practices. A global automaker. They turned to HPE and HPFS to boost flexibility and efficiency across its entire technology value chain and stay agile despite supply chain pressures. They deployed Cray AI servers on GreenLake for their autonomous driving projects. They added certified pre-owned technology from HPFS to stretch their current budgets and bolster current infrastructure that wasn't yet end of life. And they also used IT asset disposition services to recover economic value from their legacy tech and reduce e-waste. It's a smart, more sustainable IT strategy. And you know what? 9 out of 10 global automakers use and trust HPFS for their financing or for their IT lifecycle services. In fact, since the start of this year, the HPFS client base has grown by more than 1,500 customers. Businesses of all sizes need a partner to help them to optimize what they have and invest in their future. Now, let's travel down under to New Zealand. In Maori, Toitu means to care for the life of our place, our people, and our future. It's central to the values of our next guest, Penny White from Spark, the largest telco in New Zealand. Let's welcome Penny to join us and tell us some more. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, mate.
How are the feet from last night?
I've got a few steps up in the last couple of days, that's for sure, but it's great.
Yeah, lots of dancing done yesterday. So, Penny, can you tell the audience some more about Spark and about your role there?
Sure, so Spark is a telco and digital services provider based in New Zealand. My role is GM Business Technology Services. Been at Spark for about 13 years. And I have a geographically dispersed team of about 600 who look after Spark's internal technology platforms and also Spark's managed services customers.
Very good. And can you tell the audience what kind of opportunities and challenges that you're facing?
Sure, so a number of challenges. I'm sure that this will resonate with many in the audience. So economic pressure. The New Zealand economy's been really tough for the past 18 months or so. Technology's moving fast, keeping up, the pace is pretty relentless, and skill shortages, so big gaps in cybersecurity, cloud, AI and data. Cyber threats rising, public concern around privacy and trust is growing, and New Zealand's geography adds pressure. So data sovereignty, localisation can add cost and complexity and quite big compliance pieces of work for us. And you mentioned economic challenges. Can you go into that a bit more and what it means for Spark and for your customers? Sure. So business performance has slowed or declined. Our customers want more for less, and hybrid working has reduced the office footprint. So that's impacted our managed data and networking projects quite heavily, and delays in procurement. So as businesses seek to sweat their existing hardware and devices and other assets longer, that impacts our supply chain and our procurement areas as well. So in terms of the opportunities and the challenges that you outlined, HPE, HPFS and your team came together and we sought to sort some of these challenges that you have. Yeah. Can you explain that a bit more and how we went about doing that? Sure, so we've been a customer and a partner with HPE for at least 5 years, and in the last 6 to 12 months that's accelerated another step. So we have a large GreenLake environment, and we also have a fully managed services wrap over that. So been working with the HPE team the last 6 months to out-task my existing team. And the good news there is actually HPE have taken some of that team on, and so the transition's been really easy. And what I love about the Green Lake model is we only pay for what we use.
Yep.
Music to our CFO's ears, and it frees up CapEx and other cash flow so that we can invest in other priorities.
Great, and it's great to hear about the financing benefits. But we mentioned about Toy2 earlier, and what's important to your company. In terms of the benefits from a sustainability perspective, what have you seen?
Sure, so as we all know, climate change sustainability is top of mind. Spark is no different.
Yeah.
But the great news for us is 98% of the storage we've sent for refurbishment this year has been reused. So it's given that equipment a second life. So that aligns with our Toy2 strategy. And it's not just a sustainability win, it's about scalability as well.
That's incredible, 98% of storage that's being reused. So that's really terrific metrics to be able to share with your customers also.
Yeah.
What's next for Spark?
So AI was everywhere right now, or at least it's being talked about. But I think most organisations are at quite different stages. Spark, we're on the journey, but we're being quite deliberate. So we're starting with business value and proof of value, and collaborating early and getting everybody around the table.
Yeah.
So, we've had a couple of false starts, and big focus on adoption and planning for that, because there's no value if nobody will use it.
Yeah.
So lots of experimentation, but keeping in mind proof of value. So getting that return on investment. And a big part of the AI journey is with HPE.
Yeah, and I think that's not unusual what you've been through from an AI perspective.
Yeah.
Lots of proof of concepts, hard to see the value coming through just yet.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Penny, thanks so much for sharing your story with us. Really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. So you just heard from Penny, sustainability matters. It's to you, to your customers, and to us. And because it's smart business. At HPE, we see IT sustainability as a strategic lever for business transformation. In 2024, $68 billion in data center and PC equipment was decommissioned. Only 11 billion got a second life. That is not our philosophy. At HPFS, we lead with reuse and recycling, and we report it transparently. Our IT asset disposition services handle millions of tech assets every year across many types of different manufacturers. Last year alone, 86% of servers and 94% of PCs we processed were refurbished and reused. That's not just less e-waste, it's real economic value back into our customers' budgets. In fact, our solutions last year returned over $270 million directly back to our customers' budgets for the same period. That's money that you can invest into modern, efficient platforms, like Compute Gen 12 servers, for example. It's a win-win. Let me share my most favorite Instagram post, and it's not a picture of a cat, although cat pictures are quite good. Let's take a look. This is from our customer BASF, one of the leading chemical companies in the world, headquartered in Germany. Now, why are they so happy about seeing a pair of screws left over from a giant supercomputer? Well, let's find out from BASF executives, Dr. Stefan Dreher and Dr. Stefan Schenk, in this short video.
At BASF, we create chemistry for a sustainable future. As the world-leading chemical company, we are connected to customers in all major industries, helping them to enable them to come to solutions to meet the sustainability challenges in their industries. Innovation and R&D is the lifeblood of our company. It's in our DNA. I'm a scientist myself, and that's why I started in this company. We early on discovered that high-performance computing is a key enabler for this. And that's why in late 2016, we already decided to have our own high-performance compute machine to provide these services to our scientists.
Together with my team, we are responsible for the operation of our internal supercomputing platform, which is named Curiosity. Our supercomputing system is mainly used in our R&D departments, where lots of scientific simulation is performed to boost our innovation cycle.
We have learned about how to use such a machine, and also technology has further developed. That's why we believe that now is the right time to make a tech refresh. Of course, we also want to follow our principles in BASF to do it in a sustainable way.
When we designed the system, we looked specifically for creating a very sustainable system that also is very low on its operational cost. Circular economy is very important for BASF. I'm really happy that we could partner with HPFS and return the assets into their hands where they are given a second life. The benefit is also that we receive money from HPE for returning those assets.
We are super excited that our new Curiosity system is now up and running. It will help our scientists all across our global R&D teams to tackle now even more complex sustainability challenges together with our customers. And it will also enable us to work even more sustainable in R&D here in BASF.
I really love these stories. It shows how HPE can bring sustainability to life for you and your organizations, and we give you the relevant reporting to share that story. After sharing these examples, both Spark and BASF, let's unpack further how we can help you balance innovation, economics, and sustainability across your entire value chain. In this next segment, please welcome Jim Kavanagh. Have fun.
All right, so thank you, Maeve. And I actually have a fun job today because I get to talk to some incredibly knowledgeable people, but also about some awesome innovation. But before I do this, I actually want to talk to you. Maeve talked about some of the top challenges that are facing leaders today. And I want to just see how you kind of all fit within this. So what I'm going to do is, with the raise of a hand, I want to see the top challenges that you are dealing with. So if we go to the next slide, you're going to see a list of some of the top challenges that we have. And I want you to pick one. So I'm going to go down the list, and if you could just raise your hand to the one that you are most challenged with. All right? Ready to get started? Economic and regulatory pressure. All right. How about complexity in managing multi-gen estates? Okay, we got 1, 2, so, all right. Rising cloud costs, licensing, including virtualization. All right, okay, there's some more, all right. Investing in AI and proving its return on investment. Okay, we've got one over here. Now the dreaded all of the above. Oh, actually, I thought that was gonna get more. All right, now we've got other. Any others? Okay, well, I actually thought we were going to have a lot more all of the above. So it's really quite interesting. Now, knowing that most of you are dealing with very similar things, I think the conversation that we're gonna have with our guests is gonna be really important. But before I call them up, Maeve did mention that there was gonna be a little giveaway. So I get the joy of throwing some things out to the audience. So luck of the draw, and all I'm gonna say is if you're an HPE team member, you gotta give it to a customer or a partner. And I am not very good at throwing, so the people in the front are actually gonna be the ones that are gonna benefit. Oh, all right. All right, great. So let me welcome our guests up. We have two incredibly knowledgeable guests. We've got Krista Satterthwaite, who is the SVP and General Manager for our mainstream compute business. And we have Jason Newton, who is Vice President of Marketing for our hybrid cloud division. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having
me. All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. So for this segment, Krista and Jason are going to talk about a few of the major announcements that HPE did this week. And we're going to dig into not only the announcements, but the benefits that you as a customer or a partner will receive. All right. So the first question is going to go to Krista, and this hopefully is an easy one. What was the big announcement in your space this week?
Okay, that is an easy one. So I will say that our announcement this week was a continuation of something. So in February, we launched our Gen 12 servers, which deliver next level security, performance, and automation. So now we have the next chapter of that, and we released our new AMD servers, the DL325 Gen 12 and the DL345 Gen 12, and they're perfect for virtualization, double the memory of the previous version. So that, along with Morpheus VM Essentials, is a fantastic pair. The second thing we announced is enhancements to HPE Compute Ops Management, COM. And how many of you have heard of COM? See, okay, several, good. Okay, it's our cloud-based management tool that can manage and see servers wherever they are, and we've enhanced it because one, we can now see our AHS logs, our active health logs in the tool. So whenever we're trying to diagnose something, we're always saying, hey, send us the logs, send us the logs. It's going to be much easier to diagnose and send those logs with this new enhancement. Plus, we can now see not only HPE servers, but other vendor servers as well. A lot of people want to see everything in one tool. We can do that now. And then the third thing is we've added some workflow permissions to give better guardrails so people don't change things they shouldn't. You give permissions to certain people at certain times. And then the third thing is we have something called the DL145. It's this compact edge server. It's quiet, it's fantastic. And now we have Azure local integrated system support, so it's a true hybrid at the edge.
All right, great. Wow, that's a lot. So I got the benefit of seeing your spotlight earlier today, and one of the things that you talked about was freeing up capacity for the next-gen enterprise. Mm-hmm. And you included AI in that, and there was a phrase that you used that is so simple, but it's actually quite profound at the same time. It's IT starts with a modern infrastructure. Mm-hmm. Can you talk more about what you mean by that?
Sure. I'm always so proud when somebody's still running one of our servers like a decade after they bought it. They're very reliable and people like to hold on to them. But if you're trying to do a modern workload that has a lot of demands like AI and virtualization, your old infrastructure could be holding you back because you could be wasting space, power, time, and I'll just kind of give you a statistic here. If you look at Gen 10, which is actually 8 years old this month, we launched it here at Discover, compared to Gen 12, you would need 7 Gen 10s to equal the performance of 1 Gen 12. And you save 65% on power. So that means if you need that additional performance, you're wasting it on those old servers.
Right, right. So Jason, now to you.
Yep.
You also had a lot of announcements this week.
We did.
From AI to AI factories to GreenLake Intelligence. Can you give us the cliff notes on what you covered this week?
Yeah, I mean, there were kind of two buckets of news that Antonio unveiled on Tuesday. The one is AI factories, and you can think of those as infrastructure and solutions to help enterprises deploy AI for their business. The other is kind of the opposite of that. It's how AI for the infrastructure and the solutions that we deliver to you. I'm equally excited about both of them, but when I thought about kind of what Maeve said a minute ago, the synergies between the financial strategy and the technology strategy, I think GreenLake Intelligence is something that's really interesting to think about, potentially buying into that strategy and investing in the software. Now there's 0% financing, so there's not a whole lot of excuse not to do that. Because what GreenLake Intelligence is going to give you is, you all heard the concept, you can't manage what you can't measure. You can't optimize what you can't observe. And once we have this agentic framework running across your environment, that's built on tools that are agnostic to the vendor. We don't care about hardware, agnostic to the runtime, so bare metal, multi-VM, Kubernetes, and then agnostic to cloud, so any location. You get a really incredible view of what's really happening in your environment and your assets and how those are performing. And then all of a sudden you can start to see, and we can help you with this, bringing together a financial strategy and a technology strategy of where you can optimize, where you can free up that capacity and grow so that you can invest in the things that you need to invest in, like your people and AI.
Great. And I know that Maeve mentioned it with the software financing programs, but can you talk more about the VM Essentials and the Cloud Ops Suite?
Well, yeah, I think you mentioned VM Essentials. It's officially HPE Morpheus VM Essentials. I have to do that for branding. But that's where we have a great story together with our compute business, because at the same time where there were some incredible ratios that were mentioned about consolidation on Gen 12, I think 7 to 1 of the previous generation and in the 20s. And we'll pair that with opportunities to also look at looking how VM Essentials can help you optimize and lower costs in your virtualization estate. That's a huge opportunity. And so we can kind of stack those savings, not just on the physical consolidation, the power savings, the cost savings, but also now, the adult money, which is the licensing money of some of those VM licenses that we can reduce by up to 90%.
Great. So this next question is actually for both of you. You've mentioned, as you've been talking, some incredible benefits: cost savings, ease of operations, efficiency, greater visibility and control, even sustainability. Now, I'm going to ask you to pick the top 2 benefits of what you've talked about, but also why you're picking that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll go first. First is cost savings. And I'm picking that because it's so important to all of you. And I feel like we can deliver that with this idea of getting much more out of your infrastructure, and with Morpheus VM Essentials. And I think that's a game changer. So that's number 1.
Okay.
And the second one is efficiencies. I feel like everyone should get as much as they possibly can out of their space, out of their power, and out of their time. And that's why I'm picking that one. And that's a combination of making sure you're running very efficiently from a power perspective, but also the way that you're using your time.
Okay. Great. All right, Jason.
Yeah, I mentioned one of them already, which I think is greater visibility, observability. And we tend to have, like you said, customers hang on to these things for a really long time, and because they're so reliable and all of that. But we tend to kind of get in this cycle of spring cleaning, every few years. And when you have, an agentic framework over your entire infrastructure, like what GreenLake Intelligence is going to be able to bring, you're going to see the messes every day. You'll be able to clean them up every day, not have to do kind of annual spring cleaning on your environment, so you can always stay optimized. I think the other biggest thing that we're really focused on is just transforming the overall operational experience for all of you. The world is hybrid, and that is not going to change, and it's going to get more complex because AI is the ultimate hybrid workload. So anything that we can do to help you drive productivity and excellent operations, I think is where all of our software is really focused. And you kind of think about, what's the point of difference with HPE and some of our other competitors? They work with AMD, they work with Intel, they, same hard drives, all the different pieces. But kind of like BMW, we kind of want to be that ultimate operating experience for that hybrid environment for all of your workloads. And give you that complete visibility and automation orchestration. And so bringing all that software together gives us something very, very unique to bring to you. And again, the pairing of that with the strength of our services and our financial services, we can kind of do all parts of the strategy together.
Great. I only have one more question for each one of you. Krista, refresh. So Tell us about like your thoughts around that, and if you have any advice on what people should be thinking about regarding their refresh and moving to Gen 12.
Yeah, what I would say is just because you can run an old server doesn't mean that you should run an old server. And it really depends on what your workload is and what the demands are. And I know budgets can be an issue, but as Maeve mentioned, the upcycling, we can actually help you out with that. And with financing through HPEFS, we can help you navigate the waters. And one of the ones that I know a lot of customers really like is being able to get all of the gear in, set it up once, and only pay for it when you turn it on. So that's another really popular thing that customers like to do.
Great, great. And then back to the question around AI. Maeve mentioned some common challenges about keeping up with AI adoption. What advice do you have for people around AI?
Yeah, we really tailored our strategy for the enterprise and AI to focus on time to value, lowering risk. You shouldn't have to make a massive investment and then run the risk of having a massive failure and losing all of that. So what's really differentiated of what we're bringing to market with private cloud AI is deep integration with not just the hardware, but the software pieces. Customers that have these land in their environment, they're usually up and running in the same day, and their data scientists and AI developers are productive on day 2. And so, I think get started, don't break the bank, leverage the financial flexibility that FS gives, and really stay focused on driving the ROI. I think that's the time to ROI is really, really important.
All right, great. Well, thank you both for sharing. But before we go, do you want to give out some free swag?
Yeah, I can throw better than you, I think.
Sure. I'm going to have to get a little closer, I think.
Oh.
Okay, let's see here. All right, we're going this way.
Oh! All right. Well, I hope everyone found the conversation we just had helpful and informative. I'm going to actually turn it back over to Maeve, and we'll close out the session. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Am I
sorry.
driving? You don't want me driving, Jim, I can guarantee that. Thanks, guys, thank you so much. I hope you saw, especially from those speakers, how we're bringing that tech strategy and the financial strategy to life. You did it so well, thank you. And I think when it comes to innovation and AI, inaction is actually the real risk in an uncertain world. And let's be honest, there's no such thing as zero risk. But there's also no progress without investment. Every customer I meet is committed to moving forward, but due to the ever-changing economic landscape, they need to make trade-offs and choices on what gets prioritized. I hope this session has provided concrete options and brought them to life with Spark and BASF, as well as sharing our new financing offers that should help to propel you forward. The financing programs we've announced, they could give you a real boost. And please remember, you don't have to be an expert in everything. You just need the right partners to support you. And we would love to be that trusted partner for you. I hope we can work together to support your aspirations, no matter what your challenges are. To find out more about HPFS, we're between hybrid cloud and networking out on the showroom floor. Also, the HPE account managers will know their HPFS representative that supports their business and can help you forward. I look forward to meeting you and continuing the conversation beyond this event, and I have one more job to do. What Jim didn't share is that this has been worn, not this one, but this was worn by Antonio. And it was the Hot Swag. It's our new branding offer with Adidas branded. Antonio wore it, and it sold out at the merchandise shop. So last one available. Oh my gosh, really? Okay. All right, here we go. Oh my God, sorry. Thank you, everybody. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks very much.